Heroes of the Storm.
Hello, I'm Orestria, and this is Heroes of the Storm. Special request, I'm going to do a commentary on a quick match I did as Medivh the other day, because someone was asking me, I don't even understand how Medivh is supposed to not suck at all. This is going to be a replay. I'm going to be watching it and following myself and trying to describe what I was doing and what I was thinking. But just quickly before we go in, Medivh is classified as a specialist, but unlike what most people think of as specialists, he's not particularly good at pushing. Instead, what he brings is an extreme amount of utility. So, what does he do? Well, for one thing, he doesn't have a mount. He actually turns into a raven, and this raven is slower than a mount. A mount is 40% speed, and this is 15% speed. But you can see and fly over terrain, and you are completely immune to everything, to all effects. You can't be damaged, or anything like that. Now, while you are in Raven form, you do get experience. So if your team is all wiped and you have to go all the way across the map to soak XP from minions, you can actually do that safely. But you cannot cap a point. So you can't just hang out on top shrine at Dragon Shire and be like, you can never cap this. No, it doesn't work that way. You can do some fun things, like if an enemy has 40 gems on Tomb of the Spider Queen, you can literally just follow him around and make sure he can never sneak a turn in. And then his basic abilities. So his Q is just a damaging skill shot in a straight line. It hits everything in its path. It's not super damaging, but it also has a pretty low cooldown, and it actually gives you some mana back if you use it on heroes. Now, this is where the utility starts. Force of Will. Every 5 seconds, you can make an ally immune to damage for a second and a half. It does not stop CC, so they can still be stunned, they can still be rooted, they can still be silenced, but they will not take actual damage. Enemy Kael'thas puts a Pyro on someone, just before it hits, you cast W, you cancel out that entire ultimate with your basic ability. Using this well, you can rack up huge amounts of healing, because it counts the protected damage as healing. Used poorly, you will do absolutely nothing. This is going to be kind of a theme. And his E is a portal. So you designate a spot on the map, and it creates a portal there and in front of you. You can take a talent to make it so you choose both ends, but by default, it'll go between you and where you're pointing. So your ally is over there completely surrounded by the enemy team. You drop a portal on him, he clicks on it, and teleports to you safely out of harm's way. You get your whole team standing someplace, wait for the enemy team, create a portal, your entire team beams in at the same time, etc. moshes, you destroy everything. But both Portal and to a lesser extent Force of Will really require teamwork and strategy to accomplish a lot. Medivh is a very, very hard hero to play if you're not on voice comms with people. And he's an extremely hard hero to play in Quick Match when you're just lucky if all of your team members know the relative importance of experience to team fights to objectives, which they don't. I actually, when I'm playing Quick Match as Medivh, I actually keep a mental track of people who would have lived had they clicked on the portal. And sometimes that includes me, because sometimes I misclick and fail to click on my portal in time. First ultimate is Polybomb. This is a really short cooldown, it's 40 seconds. And it's a polymorph, a lot like Brightwing's polymorph. So they can't attack, and they're silenced for 2 seconds. Now, you might think, well, that's dumb. Brightwing can do that as a regular ability. Why is it an ultimate? It's an ultimate because it spreads. There's a radius around the polymorphed character. And if another enemy hero is in that area, when the polymorph expires, they will become polymorph. And that can continue on. As of the time of this recording, I believe there's still an issue where if you're Rexar and Misha and you get polymorph, the only thing you can do is walk all the way back to your Hearthstone, because it will endlessly chain back and forth between Misha and you won't have the control to send her away to stop it from chaining. I haven't heard of them fixing it yet. Maybe I missed it. Hopefully they're working on some kind of a fix. It can also be really hard with the Vikings. And then his other ultimate is Laneline Seal. Laneline Seal is very similar to Void Prison in that it puts the enemy team in stasis. The difference is, Void Prison is a bubble that you put in a specific location and it freezes everything in that location. Leyline Seal is a skill shot. It shoots this big wave of energy that imprisons any enemies that it hits. It also has a slight delay before cast. I think Void Prison does too, though. I personally have been using Polybomb a lot more, but that's because, again, I play with a lot of uncoordinated teams in Quick Match. With Polybomb, you're hoping the enemy team is uncoordinated and they won't know to separate and they won't be able to separate properly and it will spread. With Laneline Seal, you're hoping your team is coordinated enough to take out a hero that's been isolated. Maybe their entire team is frozen except for them and you kill them. Or that your team is coordinated enough to get in position to take advantage of people when they come out of that. And in the kinds of games I'm playing in Quick Match, that's not the case. So for me, Polybomb is a better choice. I can absolutely see how at higher levels of play, Leyline Seal would be a lot more valid. Medivh currently has an absolutely horrible win rate. Part of this is because most Heroes of the Storm games are played in an uncoordinated setting where you don't know the other people, you're not on voice comms, and yada yada yada. Alright, this is way too long of an intro, let's get into the game. We are on the Towers of Doom today. If I've got this set up right, it should be following my camera movements, and that will be really, really nice. The friendly team is Chromie, Medivh, Dahaka, Muradin, Raynor. The enemy team, Illidan, Medivh, Leeming, Chromie, and Artanis. This was filmed during the free weekend when absolutely every character was available, so Quick Match was a little bit crazy. Alright, as you can see, I flew over that gate there. I'm gonna fly over part of that fountain. I'm just gonna fly with impunity over to just the middle. Alright, whatever. So here I am, I'm trying to scout out this Chromie, because it's a lot easier to dodge Chromie's skill shots when you know where she is. It's also a lot easier to hit her when you know where she is. And there I am, protecting her way too late to save her from any real meaningful damage. I've got a portal there, and I move it to jump back, and so does Chromie. So Chromie used it to get away from Illidan there. There's nothing more frustrating in Quick Match than having your allies just completely fail to use your portals. I'm just gonna turn off the music. Scouting out where the enemy team is. Making sure we have eyes on them so they can't surprise us too much. Protected Chromie, but Illidan kind of hit the minions instead, so it didn't do that much. Scouting things out. Typing apparently.
The Raven Lord
I think I remember I tried to like go there and interrupt, and I was unable to because I was still technically over terrain. I personally find that sometimes when I'm in Raven form, I'm actually not sure when I'm over terrain or not. It's really obvious down there because it'll show or not show your abilities. But Also, just a moment ago, I dodged a Chromie skill shot by turning into Raven form just in time. Right now we have nobody top, which is unfortunate. Oh, but someone's going up there now. I think I mounted to go up and then didn't. And then typed something and then maybe didn't. So just getting experience here. Flying up to spot this gank coming down, trying to help Murden. Giving him protection. Trying to use my skill shot to get some things done. Teleporting in to try and get that Li-Ming kill. Protecting myself. Leaving Murden to die horribly. Literally don't think I even noticed all these whispers when I was playing. Sometimes VNet doesn't very accurately show whether people are in game or not, so it probably looked like I wasn't in game and I was in fact playing a game. I guess. Alright, we've got 2 shrines up. In case you don't know how Tower of Doom works, your core has 40 hit points. And the only way to do damage to the core is to get these bell towers, to do the boss, or to push a mercenary camp into the core. You cannot walk in and hit the core on your own. Ooh, dodged that prism. That's good. Porting in to try and interrupt. Protecting myself from more crazy Chromie damage. Not selecting my talent for a good long time, because I'm great that way. Again, giving vision of that Chromie, because that makes it much harder for her to land skill shots. Unfortunately, my team has been pretty well pushed out. Ow. It's really crazy when you have the 2 of them crossing portals like that. I was hoping to skill shot the Chromie, and I think I clicked on the portal instead of skill shotting properly. Ooh, dodge the arrows. Protected again. Die at the last second. Oh, I thought I got out there. Apparently still have not chosen that talent. Excellent.
The altar is ours. Fire upon the Gravekeeper.
I will not give up so easily.
Hey, look, I chose a talent. Gosh. Awkward. And the entire friendly team has abandoned top completely, apparently. Leaving Chromie to soak a lane, too. Protected myself in case Li-Ming hit me with that W. Going out to scout what's going on up there. And here we're going to nicely do a little sandwiching of Li-Ming, try and get her.
Defend our fort.
Get down there to protect Raynor.
You might want to get him down.
At this point it's 9-9, but we're closer to 10 than the enemy team, so we're trying to soak to 10 and get our ultimates. That said, they've done a lot more core damage than us. It's only represented by these bars on the replay. During game, you actually get numbers, which is way more useful. Hate these bars in this interface. Here's what the Storm has a bad habit of, like, removing useful information. Like, it used to be these just gave you the full details of what you were looking at, but now you have to press Alt to see it with full numbers. It's really annoying. Alright, we've got a single shrine down here with both teams with ultimate, so this is a serious team fight. Protected Chromie from a lot of Leaving's damage. Totally missed my skill shot. Yeah. Set up a portal to try and get the Haka out of there. Portal that absolutely no one took. And I've got a polymorph bomb going off. It went on Artanis and then it spread to their Medivh.
That was easy.
Just standing there with impunity. Couple birds circling each other. Some trash talking in chat. I've got a talent that allows me to reveal the map. Right over here. It's an activated ability to increase vision by a lot. I also take that being in bird form increases my mana. And Force of Will, my W, causes some damage when it, the first time it takes damage. And of course the Polybomb ultimate. So there's a bit of a kerfuffle that's broken out down here, and unfortunately Chromie has perished. Trying to protect myself. Rainer's in a bit of trouble. But we've got our polymorph bomb, so we're able to get the kill.
Couldn't have done better myself.
Oh gosh, there's a Chromie there. Protected our Dahaka.
Hell yeah! The altars have risen. Killing spree.
Here at level 13, I took the Raven form movement speed is increased, so I can fly across the map faster. Engages, especially in quick match, tend to be spread out kind of by surprise, and I'm a quasi-support in a supportless game, so I need to be able to get to them as fast as I can to try and protect them.
Not return to those wretched mines.
Nice pick on the Leeming. There's a whole team fight going down in the other lane, so I'm going to try and fly down there, see if I can help out. Murden's very alone. We're going to protect him from some Illidan damage. Get a portal in case he wants to leave, but he's going to Dwarf Toss instead. You get used to that a lot as Medivh in Quick Match. No one ever takes your portals. It's not even entirely their fault, because by the time they like see it and their brain registers it, they may have already started doing some other action. Dahaka's in some trouble up here. I'm trying to get to him. And I protect him just after that throw. Stand bodily in the way. Drop a polymorph. Polymorph spreads. Doing everything we can to get our Dahaka out of there.
That's enough for me.
Walking right up to Li Ming's face to finish her off. Abandoning Chromie to die because I actually had my W up there. Oops. Okay. Nobody said this was perfect Medivh play or anything. At level 16, we have picked up that Force of Will will also be cast on someone next to it. So if I cast Force of Will, if I cast my W on Dahaka and I'm standing right next to him, then I'm also going to get it. So that means that when we're clumped up, we get extra value out of the W.
Swift heroes.
I'm watching Chromie here, because I know that I can interrupt her. I can be about as safe as anyone can be, because she still has to hit her, she has to hit a skill shot and have a hit when I'm not W'd. Bought time for the friendly Dahaka to come down. I'm gonna get ultimated, but nothing's gonna come from it. Scouting out the enemy team coming back down to us. Missing my skill shot horribly. Protecting Chromie from some damage. I'm not even sure what that portal was for. Oh gosh. Protected Chromie again. Putting our W out as much as we can, trying to keep people alive. And now our Dahaka is zoning our Tannis out, and we can safely channel this altar.
Enough of this charade.
We should capture this mercenary camp.
I'm going to try to claim these lane minions, which is again something I'm not particularly good at. I don't do a ton of auto attack damage. I don't do a ton of damage with my 1 damage ability. You can get an ability at level 20 that makes your Arcane Rift your Q just like instantly kill lane minions, but I find there are other things that are more tempting at that level. I've noticed there's a skirmish up there and I'm heading up to try and help. Heading up to try and help Chromie, but I'm going to be way too late. But we can help our friendly Dahaka here. He's put his silence ultimate out on our Tannis. But there are a whole lot more enemies than there are us. I've got a portal there that I don't know if he'll be able to use in time. Yes, we protected him so he's able to use it in time. And now we've given time for the rest of our team to catch up. Which makes the enemy team back off. Again, what I'd like to be doing, which sometimes happens and sometimes doesn't, is you see those skill shots going towards a teammate and you drop a W on them because you can protect them from that damage. I've started heading down to the altars, but my friendly team has not. Fortunately, they're still fighting and dying, and I wasn't there to try and mitigate that damage. I am, however, here to try to stop Illidan from taking this camp. I protected myself from his damage, I used my portal to get away. But I think I'm not going to be close enough. Yeah, I'm not going to be close enough to interrupt him. I'm still very much learning Medivh, and I use full quick cast, so I don't see how long my abilities are before they go off. I just rely on like being used to the character and knowing how far it is. And in this case, I was not accurate in how far I thought it would go. Protect myself after Artanis throws me around, use a portal to get out of there. Ideally, I should have protected him as soon as I saw him being affected by Chromie's ult, because of course that ult is there for combos. They're going to drop their damage right where he goes to. I just protected both of them at once because of that talent we got at level 16. Barely dodged those arcane missiles by being just a smidge out of range. I've got almost no HP and almost no mana, but I'm still trying to support the team as best I can. Chromie messed up her own combo there. And that's the other Medivh ultimate there. Chromie and Dahaka were put in stasis by the leyline seal. The only reason I'm staying in this fight is because I know I'm 100% safe until I go out. And I'm trying to get in a really good protect with what little mana I have. And being in Raven form, you're recovering HP like you do normally during the game. And you're recovering mana, and especially, I took that talent, so I'm recovering extra mana when I'm in that form. So I felt it was worth risking my life to try and get a save off of a different character, especially because I was at no risk until I chose to exit the Raven form. At this point, we're level 20, which means we have a pretty good advantage. We have our, what's it called? Our Storm tier talents, or like extra ulti talents. I got Polybomb spreads better. So it explodes faster than before, which gives them less time to move apart, and the radius that you have to be standing in is now bigger. So it's way easier for it to spread. The other choices are that the leyline seal line can actually bend, so you can redirect it. This one is the one that kills minions and catapults who are hit by your Q instantly. This one is an activatable ability to grant mana to nearby heroes and give them extra ability power. I think that's incredibly powerful. I think that's probably better, again, in a coordinated team. And then this one is really fun. Invisibility, you give an ally stealth. I believe you have 2 charges of that, so you can just stealth a couple people and walk into an engage, make them think that they're outnumbering you, and then pop. Protecting yourself from some of Illidan's damage. I presume if he's not doing damage to me, then he's not healing from his auto attacks. Revealing the area to make sure that there's no hidden enemies around, and then trying to start this camp. I'm gonna walk in there and kind of pseudo tank by protecting myself.
Well done.
Oh, another way to get core damage on this map, which you almost never see, is if you capture all the enemy keeps, your core will just start firing like once every couple seconds. And protecting a bunch of us from the damage. Trying to spread polymorph bomb. We get the keep down. Can we get Murden out? We put out a portal. He's kind of too dead to actually get in it. If I recall correctly, he says something in chat, and I think he's trying to imply that I body blocked him, but the portals do not body block people, so I do not think that is the case.
Those are rising heroes.
Or I think that's what he's implying. I'm really not entirely sure. Alright. Got 2 altars up.
Who's yours?
Both teams are missing a member, so it's 4 on 4 right now.
Lay claim to the altars.
I did not even realize in-game that the Li Ming took that 20 upgrade. Again, we've got hit by the enemy Medivh ult, but nothing seems to really have come from it. Dahaka's got the chromie. We're gonna go in and try and help out with some extra damage, but we're not exactly damaging. Illidan's on us now, we're protecting ourselves from his damage. Polymorphing him just because, just like a regular Brightwing, Polymorph really stops Illidan dead. It wasn't going to spread to anybody, but it was enough to stop us from hitting him. Artanis apparently didn't realize that we had vision of him there in that bush. So we're able to surround him and take him out. It's not entirely clear because it's a bar and not the numbers, but I believe they have 4 hit points left on their core, and 4 hit points is exactly how much damage the boss does. 4 of the enemy team is dead, and now the entire enemy team is up, so we're going to go on the boss. I'm pinging all of my abilities to say that they're ready to go. We're checking out the area to make sure no one's around, and then we're starting the boss. We're going to try and use Protect as much as we can during this boss fight because this boss does ridiculous amounts of damage. And there we go, we've got the boss. That's the last 4 shots that we need, and I believe that is GG. So just trying to use Medivh to move allies around the battlefield, reposition, and to try and keep people alive a little longer. Especially in this kind of quick match where there's no supports, you're kind of the only healing that's happening. Right? The only people with healing numbers are myself and the enemy Medivh. Who apparently massively out-healed me. Anyway, see you next time. Bye-bye.
Not ready to leave yet? You can watch me play more HOTS, watch me play HOTS with Demonac, or watch Demonac and I fight over what show to watch in Anime Indecision.